What's up, everybody? This is Andy. It is Sunday night. Please ignore that time that you're seeing on my iPad. It is not 9:41. Not sure why it's populating that time right now, but either way, it is actually 8:15 p.m. here in Arizona. So right now, I am getting ready to look at my week, at my charts, and prepare for any possible sells or buys in the market. So right now you are looking at my at the US and the yen currency. So I had a trade from last week, seeing that the inauguration was happening and Donald Trump was getting inaugurated on the 20th. I had a good position and I had a good trend that I was looking at. I entered and I held it. I even held it over the weekend because I knew the market was probably more than likely going to drop, just because of, you know, emotions, a lot of emotions going on with the new president. So it turned out to be a good thing. Right now we're looking at the 4 hour candles, and I held from uh, Friday. I believe I entered Friday, so really can't point on my tablet where you can see on this video, but I entered here around this area. And I did that because I saw all the levels that I was about to hit. It was in the trend line, and it was coming close to a daily closing of the previous day, and it was also coming up to a supply area. You know, all this area over here. So I saw that this was a good opportunity. It was a retest. It's in a trend line. Within my trend, it was coming towards that supply, and it bounced away. As you can see, once I entered, it did come back and retest that area, you know, really quick, and another candle closed away from it. So that was a good entry, and I held it because I knew it would come in more than likely down in the previous week. So I don't usually hold my trades over the weekend, but this one just seemed like a wise thing. The market was more on the oversold side, so the volume for that was good strong volume that pushed away, even on the retest and then on the drops. So right now what I'm looking at is my new areas here where I have the thick black lines. Those are my demand areas. So it broke that first area, it passed it, so I'm still gonna hold it, and I'm looking for, it to possibly even break this zone here. And if it does, the trend will continue. The demand area that I'm seeing right now is this area here. It's not stronger than the previous area that's up here in this area. So I entered here, retested. Over the weekend there was a good gap. I see it still dropping, possibly coming here and bouncing off of this and coming back up, more than likely just to hit the trend and continue going down. So it's possible that I might hold this trade for a while, just for a few days, and see how it goes. Right now I don't have much secured as profit, but I am gonna secure my profit soon with a trailing stop. So that is the US dollar against the yen, the pound, the yen. So currency, and that's one of my trades I'm looking at. So here are all my supply and demand zones. The black lines are all my supplies and demands, depending where they're coming from. Obviously, the ones on top they're more of my supply lines, and then the ones towards the bottom where it's at right now, currently breaking, it is my demand zone. So if we look at this on the daily, and most of my trades, or actually all of my trades that I'm doing now, are all on the higher time frames. It's just the smartest way to trade. Trading intraday stuff is just stressful. You're in and out, but being patient and waiting for good positions to actually take some longer trades just works out better. Just I've experienced it all, I've tested it all, and yes, I can make some quick scalps here intraday, but just I'm just waiting for the big picture. As you can see, my even on the daily, when I entered, it was strong. I saw that it came back to the zone, so that's why I entered, and it was a good ratio that it was, it had all this that it was going to try to fight. So it was a great entry. Came in here, closed in my favor, and as expected, it came to test that area again. This would have been my second time I would have entered here, and then from here now we're down, this way over here. So it's been a good trade. So now yeah, so this is my daily here that we're looking at. I'll scan my chart here to see what daily new supplier demand zones I could set up. I'll put it on my line chart and then I'll just visually come in here and see what you can see where I drew all my supply and demands. The green lines are my dailies, the black lines are my weeklies. So those are the zones I'm really focused on. If it breaks any of those, then I know it's possibly going to keep going down, especially if it breaks my weekly demand zones or my supply zones. So I am focused on those areas there. So then here's the daily. Really, we have this area here where it was a good demand, actually a supply zone. So that's another reason why I took that trade. So, well, that's the whole reason. And they created this area here, during that week, last week, the highest point was this area. So I will add another supply area. So if I see the market come back here, I will keep an eye on it. That's an area of supply now. And from here, we have the black line, which is a weekly zone, and then I will give it this daily zone from last week. It was my lowest point of the market. It came down, hit this area where it started the weekly low, and then it shot up all the way to this area. So now we're in between. The market did reverse back to the middle of it, so in between both of them. So now this week we'll see what it does on my 4-hour charts and where I get a good reversal candle. I'm hoping that I do see a little spike up to start the week, and then see a good reversal candle on the 4-hour, and then a continuation down. If I see that, I'll go into my 15-minute chart and then look for a good entry to put in a second position in there. So that's my thought on this one here. So I am going to set a zone really quick, just so I know where I'm looking for it to come back, test, and drop down some more, hopefully. Okay, so let's go back, and actually let's look really quick at the weekly, and there's not much to really focus on here. So we'll leave that as is and move forward. Okay, so back to my candlesticks. Alright, so this is what we're looking at. I will remove these other areas that I was using to explain my trade, but I'll leave some of those. Alright, so let's go to the euro. Euro should be interesting also. So we know that US is going, it's going down, so the euro should be going up, and as we see, so this is going to be pretty much the opposite of what we're currently seeing now, what I'm trading on a different time, I mean a different currency. So it's pretty much a